I'm Grace, welcome back to my kitchen where I'm going to show you how to make some super speedy 15-minute Indian inspired recipes. And today I'm going to show you how to make Hakka Noodles, which are a Indo-Chinese recipe. So it takes inspiration from Chinese cuisine, but with an Indian twist. So I'm going to start by cooking the noodles. So I've got some soba noodles here, which work well. They've got a really nice nutty flavour. And need about half a pack. And here I've got some water that is boiling and it's really well seasoned with salt. So that's going to go straight in and they're going to take about 5 minutes. And then next we're going to prep our onion. So a small red onion is perfect for this. And we're just going to peel and slice it. So I'm going to use a wok for this recipe. And when cooking with a wok, you want to keep it on quite a high heat. So I'm going to put that on the heat and then add some sesame oil. You want about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. So when the oil's nice and hot, we're going to add the onion, followed by a generous pinch of salt. And then you just want to stir it around to break up the onion so it cooks nice and quickly. So while the onion's cooking, I'm going to prepare the ginger and the garlic. So usually I'd grate garlic and ginger when cooking a curry, but for this I'm just going to slice it because I think that works nicely in a stir fry. It's really quick and it just adds a bit more texture to the dish. So by the time you've got your ginger and your garlic ready, the noodles should be done. I'm just going to check them. But you're looking for you still want quite a bit of a bite to the noodles because obviously they're going to cook a bit more in the pan. So yeah, I can tell already these are definitely done. Perfect. So these are just going to be drained. And we're just going to leave those to stand for a bit while we prep the rest of the veg. So I'm going to use, just for colour, I'm going to use a green, a yellow and a red pepper, but only half of each. So just thinly slice the pepper. And the easiest way to prep a pepper is just pushing the stalk in and then using your hands to rip it into. And then the seeds come out really nicely. That is a giant green pepper. Not only do the different colours look great, but also they add different flavours. So red peppers are always the sweetest, and green have a kind of slightly more bitter, fresher taste to them. And then yellow are kind of between the two. So I always recommend, if you can buy like a mixed pack of peppers, go for it. So our onions are beginning to soften and the garlic and the ginger's cooking through, which means it's time for me to add the green chilli. So I want quite a good amount of spice in this dish, so I'm going to slice the green chilli finely. It's going to go in. Green chilli is really great for stir fries because it adds such a great fresh flavour to everything. That's already smelling delicious. And now for that Indian twist, a teaspoon of curry powder. You want a good generous heaped teaspoon. Stir that in. So the curry powder is only going to take a minute or so to cook off. And as soon as it's cooked, you can go straight in with the peppers. So we're adding the peppers first because they're going to take the longest time to cook. So the next veg I'm going to use is cabbage. Cabbage adds a really nice crunch. And if you get a pointed cabbage like this, it's also going to bring a sweetness to the dish. So you want just under half. And then I'm going to just slice it down the middle. So I've got a flat edge and that's going to make it easier for me to slice the cabbage. into the wok. And then stir everything around so the onion is mixed well through the veg. And now for some added colour, sweetness and crunch, we're going to add some carrot. So these carrots you could thinly slice, what we call a julienne, or if you can get your hands on one of these super neat little, almost a julienne peeler I'd call it. It's got some ridges down the middle and you just peel your carrot and it comes away in little strands. It's super handy, I mean, if you can keep hold of the carrot. And I also use this for courgettes if I want to make kind of courgette but can't be bothered to get a spiralizer out. And for the middle bit that you can't get with the peeler, just thinly slice it and it will cook quickly. No point in throwing it in the bin. Great, so that's cooking down nicely. And it's looking super colourful. And then the last veg, just because I had them lying around my fridge, I've got some baby corn. Just going to cut those into pieces and they won't take much time to cook at all. So you really can, you don't have to stick to this veg. All you're looking for is fresh, bright, kind of sweet veg that are going to bring different textures and they will also cook quite quickly in a wok. But this is a really good dinner to put together if you've got vegetables lying around your fridge that need eating. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the heat up and add the noodles back into the pan. So like I said, you're looking for these to be slightly al dente because we don't want overcooked noodles and they're going to cook a bit more now that they're in the pan. And then to this we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and about a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. That's going to really offset the sweetness from all of our delicious veg. And then a bit of a magic secret ingredient. We're going to add about a tablespoon of sriracha, which again is going to build those layers of flavours. It's got sweetness, it's got sourness, and obviously that extra chili spice to it. So that's going to go in. And then stir that all around nicely. So I really don't want my veg to overcook, so I'm going to take this pan off the heat and just slice. I've got a couple of spring onions. I'm just going to slice them and add them to the pan. And then finally, because it's Indo-Chinese, we've got spring onions, and now we're going to add a small bunch of coriander, again roughly chopped. Straight into the pan and then give it a good stir. So beautiful. So my Hakka noodles are looking beautiful, but I have just had one more thought. I think they definitely benefit from some added crunch, or rather maybe someone else in this kitchen thinks they benefit from some added crunch. So here, luckily, I've got some spiced almonds. So I'm just going to roughly chop them. And then just sprinkle them over the top. Delicious. There we go, Alpesh, you happy now? Happy with your almonds? So there we have it, Hakka noodles, an Indo-Chinese 15-minute meal. And now I'm gonna have a taste. It's delicious. I can really taste the curry powder coming through. It's really spicy, but that's what I was looking for. The sriracha works super well with that sweetness and that sourness. And then, of course, all those delicious, crunchy, fresh veg. The almonds also do really make the dish. So thank you, Alpesh. Great.